Projection seems like such a simple idea, especially when you think that you're just looking at a shadow. However, there are so many different perspectives to look from, such that the Ferris wheel around can be manipulated to see projections through multiple factors and directions. To start, I'll talk about one of the more simple ideas. The Ferris wheel is seen from the front, the sun goes directly over top of it, and on first instinct you might think that the vector being projected onto the ground is like in the center of the Ferris wheel. However, that doesn't work since that would cause a zero vector always because it's perpendicular with the ground. The vector actually being projected is from the top of the Ferris wheel to the edge of the ground. And as the sun moves across the sky, the angle becomes larger and the shadow becomes smaller until it reaches directly above the Ferris wheel, which in theory would make a zero vector in the center, but because the Ferris wheel is larger than that, it actually creates two vectors on either side of the Ferris wheel. Also, the angle will never be greater than 90 degrees since the sun just swaps sides, and so the angle on either side will be less than 90. For a slight change in idea, a different projection would be made if the sun instead crossed perpendicular to the Ferris wheel. In this case, the shadow looks like a 2D shape of the Ferris wheel on the ground, since this is a 3D projection. To go even further, what if we were to only look at one cart as it went around the Ferris wheel and the sun stayed in the same position? This might seem like a trick question since the size of the projection doesn't actually change. It's always the same no matter where the cart is, but what does change is the location of the cart in the projection. But there's no trick since the projection matches the Ferris wheel shape. Now, if both of these ideas were combined, that is, the angle of the sun in one specific cart, then the projection's location and size would change. Like in this picture where the sun is nearly setting and the projection is huge compared to the Ferris wheel. And just like it would be very small if it were high noon and the sun were directly at the top.